to an automatic voice message system. Is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
Call me when you break up. I wanna be the first one on your mind when you wake up. I miss the way we'd stay up. We talk about forever when I'm taking off my makeup. Call me when you break up, and maybe for a time I could have the space they take up. I make you forget what the name was, and when you're feeling down I can show you what you're made of. Call me when you break up. Call me when you break up. I'll make it worth it. 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 Call me when you break up. I'm battling the lack of a self-look for medication. Tried every obvious replacement in bars and strangers' beds until my faith was in the basement. Won't you call me when you break up? I feel so out of luck, I'm skipping cracks along the pavement. Look, I'm emotionally bankrupt. We're so meant for each other. I mean, God, when will you wake up? Wake up. Call me when you break up. Call me when you break up. I'll make it worth it. 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 Oh, you picked up. Call me when you break up. Unless you found the person that you want a new name from. I'd like to be there when the day comes. You know I'm always here, so don't ever be a stranger.
Why is it so dark? In the beginning, it is always dark. What is that? One grain of sand. It's all that remains.
Mystifying form of energy. Although invisible by itself, light reveals most of what we know about our surroundings. How can invisible energy make things visible?
Blinding lights, lost in your eyes, feeling the pressure. You and I, spending the night, chasing forever. For you, oh no, I'd be your one and only. Don't let me go, don't leave me lonely. Say you'll stay through the pain, say you won't go running. Let me in through your veins, get off on my loving. single kiss, I lost my mind for 7 days and 7 nights. Can't eat, say it, baby, it's true. Tryna bite my lip, I'm probably gonna slip and say some crazy things to you. I wonder what you're doing for tonight and forever. I don't ever think twice, and maybe that's why I trip and fall in love, just like a Tuesday drunk. I always go all in, all in, all in. Over the handlebars, hitting the ground so hard. If I'm alone, falling, falling, falling. We ain't gotta talk about it. We ain't gotta talk about it.
Acid rain burns on my skin. I can recall on your lips, and I think you went straight to my head. Maybe I'm too prone to it, and it feels too loud, so I wanna get out. Yeah, I wanna get out, 'cause you help me somehow. Well, you move so fast when you're running your mouth. I might never come down, I might never come down. If we started over, if it's now or never, would you be there to take my hand? All the clocks are broken, falling in slow motion. I know it's hard to understand. Vertigo, I lose my grip. When you talk just like a kid, maybe we should take a trip before all the walls start closing in. And it feels too loud, so I wanna get out. Yeah, I wanna get out, 'cause you help me somehow. Well, you move so fast when you're running your mouth. I might never come down, I might never come down. If we started over, if it's now or never, would you be there to take my hand? All the clocks are broken, falling in slow motion. I know it's hard to understand. My classic American sociopathic douche. He's got his eye on a diamond, but I still love you. You brought your friends to the bar. I think it should be illegal. The things we say to each other. You say my lips are evil.
Can I be brutal?
let you take my break, my heart, every season. Just for one last ride, cause I need it. So I'll call you cause I miss the way that it was. Oh, and I'll fall into your back just because. Let you save me, make me cry for no reason. So love starved, I'm not even eating. So I'll call you cause I miss the way that it was. Oh, and I'll fall into your back just because. My secret obsessive might do something drastic. Mind, I'm always going in circles back to the scene of the crime. The thought of you, it keeps burning there in the back of my throat. The fireball we were shooting, you kissed me, then you choked.
Can I be brutally honest? We're not for once in our life. It's for the better. We're not talking, but I'm dying inside. I don't know why I keep on wishing I could go back in time. I just miss you, alright.
I'll let you take my break, my heart, every season. Just for one last ride, cause I need it. So I'll call you cause I miss the way that it was. Oh, and I'll fall into your back just because. Let you save me, make me cry for no reason. So love starved, I'm not even eating. So I'll call you cause I miss the way that it was. Oh, and I'll fall into your back just because. I felt your touch, a gentle call, broken by sunrise, a brand new day. I saw the spark, a guiding flame. Over the sunset, you called my name. In your arms, I found my place, a sanctuary, a warm embrace. All my fears just faded away. This is where my heart find its way, find its way. All my fears just faded away. This is where my heart find its way, find its way. In your arms, I found my place, a sanctuary, a warm embrace. All my fears just faded away. This is where my heart find its way, find its way. Just put 'em up. Just put 'em up.
Should I not awake, then find my soul in oceans break? The waves will tell you in sweep and sigh that water took my faith.
summer night.